We've got 20 seconds left on this programme, but good luck in Geneva. We will keep track of progress there. Thanks for talking to us live this morning on Business Today. Thank you too for your company. Have a good day. I'll see you soon.
Hello there. Storm Floris brought wind gusts of more than 80 miles per hour in parts of northern Scotland on Monday. Warmer. Check your local forecast on the BBC Weather app.
The new series of Mrs. Frank was press read for all episodes on BBC Mariana in Conspiracy Now. Listen on Radio 4 and BBC Sound.
Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday, the 5th of August, and thanks for joining us on BBC One Wales. Wait, just in time for BBC Breakfast.
Hello there, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Luxmy, Gopal and John K.
Good morning. Our headlines today. The UK-France deal aimed at reducing small boat crossings on the Channel comes into force, with detentions of illegal migrants under the so-called one-in, one-out pilot scheme due to start within days.
People coming off weight loss jabs should get more support to stop them piling on the pounds again. That's according to health bosses.
Young people across Scotland are set to get their exam results this morning, but there are fears mail deliveries in some parts of the country will be delayed due to Storm Floris.
Good morning. Could you be one of the millions of people due a share of £100 million worth of unclaimed premium bonds? I'll tell you how to find out.
In sport this morning, it was an emotional night at Liverpool as the club paid tribute to Diogo Jota in their first match at Anfield since the player died in a car crash in Spain last month.
Good morning. Storm Floris now moving off towards Norway, but we still are going to have a blustery day, particularly so in the northern half of the country, with scattered showers, drier and brighter further south.
It's not just 9 to 5, it's all day today because it's Dolly Parton Day in Nashville to mark her countless hits and her charity work. Morning everybody, it's Tuesday, the 5th of August, and the government says the first illegal migrants could be detained this week under a so-called one-in, one-out deal between the UK and France.
Ministers hope the plans, which have come into force this morning, will reduce the number of small boats crossing the Channel. A record 25,000 people made the journey between January and July this year. Here's our political correspondent, Jack Fenwick. Look at some of the day's other news now. New NHS guidance says patients coming off obesity jabs should be given support to help them prevent piling weight back on. The National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, or NICE, says it's a problem many people face when they stop using the injections. It's calling for structured advice to prevent weight gain. Our health correspondent, Dominic Hughes, has more.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see what we need to worry about in the real world here today, shall we? Carol can give us the forecast. And Carol, as we were saying, hopefully a little bit calmer.
It is indeed, John. Yes, good morning, everyone. It's calmer, but it's still going to be a blustery day ahead. Still quite strong winds across the northern half of the country with John and Luxmy.
Carol, thank you. Yes, it's getting calmer, as we thought. Thank you for that, Carol. I'll speak to you a little bit later to catch up with the forecast. But let's have a look at today's papers, first of all. The police are warning of mass arrests at the forthcoming Palestine Action protest. That's what The Guardian says, with Downing Street urging people not to attend the demonstration.
The Times has that health story we were talking about just a moment ago, that new official guidance which says that people on weight loss jobs like Ozempic and Mounjaro should be given extra support for a year after they've stopped their treatment to prevent them from regaining all the weight they've lost. We'll talk about that a little bit later with a doctor.
The lead story in the Financial Times is that Tesla has granted its chief executive, Elon Musk, of course, nearly £22 billion worth of its shares in an attempt to keep the billionaire at the firm.
And this isn't storm related, but the Metro is warning that the rail network is generally crumbling after South Western Railways were forced to reduce services between London Waterloo and Devon. It was because of dry soil. The reports follow a UK plagued by rail disruption this summer.
Now the time is coming up to 18 minutes past 6. Time to look at a significant anniversary taking place this week. 80 years after the US dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, survivors are continuing to warn against the use of nuclear weapons.
The figures are staggering, aren't they? It's thought that about 140,000 of Hiroshima's population were killed in the atomic blast. At least 74,000 people died in Nagasaki.
Well, Dan is here to tell us more. Dan, explain all. That's a lot of cash left to hand out.
Substantial pot of money and some big individual winners too. Good morning. The value of prizes from premium bonds that haven't been claimed has hit a record high, with millions of people yet to claim those winnings. So a lot of money on the line, but some of these winnings do date back decades, with the oldest unclaimed win recorded in November 1957. So, John, Luxmy, you've got any doubt at all? Worth checking, and lots more on this. BBC News Online as well.
Yeah, I mean, that is a lot of small change lying around, isn't it?
I was absolutely part of that generation. I mean, I remember my grandparents, I've never seen the certificates, but somewhere I was told they gave me...
John, you want to be checking those certificates. Use some of those services. Absolutely. You never know. It could be you.
That's a good sell for that, Dan.
They said Cheshire. Didn't I grow up in Cheshire as well? I mean, it's all coming together.
It really could be you.
This could be John's last day working here. Once he gets his windfall, cashes in, he's off to the Bahamas.
You can sit here tomorrow, Dan.
No problem. If you win 100 grand, I'll sit there.
Right, good.
Deal.
If you've been affected by this, if you've got a premium bond story to share this morning, maybe some advice, maybe you found some old bonds years later, and tell us how you've done it, do get in touch in the usual way this morning. Tell us where you are, who you are, and if you won, just contact me direct. That's fine. But no, we'd love to hear from you, and Dan will read out some of your messages a little bit later.
Yeah, so do get in touch. But now, the time being 6:26, it's time to get the news, travel and weather where you are.
I'm going on that website.
He's off.
Hello, good morning.
The Health Minister.
Good morning.
Just get the weather forecast now. Very good morning to you. We'll see a bit of look at the weather. We're particularly today.
I know that it's because so many of us
but Thursday and Friday. There's more on our website, including the missing Shetland ponies who turned up in London.
Your weather for now.
I'll be back for another bulletin at 6:55. See you then.
Welcome back. Now, as we've been reporting this morning, the government's latest so-called one-in, one-out deal to return migrants to France comes into force today. But Labour has also pledged to end asylum hotels by the year 2029. According to the Home Office, these hotels are what it calls contingency accommodation and only meant to be used in about an hour's time. Right now, though, it's coming up to 20 to 7. John joins us with the sport, and it was always going to be a difficult evening, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Liverpool have played their first match at home at Anfield following the death of their former player, Diogo Jota. Always going to be an emotional night, as you say, tributes being paid. And I think their manager, Arne Slot, said in his programme notes, he can't imagine what his family, the family of Diogo Jota, are feeling at the moment. And I think everyone actually at Liverpool is still feeling the rawness of what's happened as we saw those emotional scenes last night, which we'll bring you now. Yeah, good morning. A hugely emotional night at Anfield as the club paid tribute to Diogo Jota following the player's death in a car crash. It is there, isn't it, in that moment, right?
I've seen worse games, to be fair.
Would you pay to watch that?
They're diving a lot less than in a normal game. I mean, that is how I play sport, so, you know, I'd be up for that. Why are they wearing vests but no shorts?
I mean, you've got to look the part.
Yeah,
haven't
but they
you?
need shorts for that.
That's the whole idea about it. You've got
Yeah.
to look the part, and they're trying to replicate it. Still five-a-side, though. So,
Well, that's going to
embarrassing.
haunt our dreams, John. Thank you.
Some
be
of you
long.
getting in touch this morning about the premium bond story that Dan was mentioning a
yes.
little bit earlier,
Yes.
and saying that website, My Lost Account, is down. So many people checking
you've
their
just
numbers.
been on that,
I've
haven't
just
you?
tried
You've
to have a
probably
look, but
crashed
yeah,
it.
it takes a while. So do bear with it, and we'll give you some more advice a little bit later.
Did you have any luck when you went on that
Not
website?
yet. I've not won yet.
Okay.
I think it takes a while.
Okay, keep waiting. Now it's time to have a look at the weather forecast. Carol's here. Carol, yesterday, well, it was blowing a hoolie. I don't know if that's a meteorological term, but calmer today, apparently.
It's a good term, though, and it describes it beautifully, Luxmy. It is a bit calmer today, but having said that, John and Luxmy,
Phew. Thank goodness for that. Good weather for ducks, though, Carol, yeah?
if they can fly, which of course they can.
Some can't, just yet. Let us explain.
Yeah, so this is what that segue was all about. Okay, we're going to talk about what could be the cutest job in the world. It's not paid, but the volunteer duck wardens in North Yorkshire, in Thirsk, get a lot of job satisfaction.
They have come together to protect a flock of ducks who leave their river residence every evening for a dangerous waddle through the town centre.
That sounds like me every Saturday night.
Hopefully, to make it slightly less dangerous, our reporter Michelle Lyons has waddled along to meet them.
And of course, as we mentioned, her charity work, she does so much for libraries here in the UK as well, doesn't she?
Absolutely, yes. A bit later, we will speak about Dolly to Susan Holder. She has written a rom-com inspired by Dolly Parton. And also to Yasmin Devoy, who's a Dolly tribute act. We'll talk to them here on the sofa just before 9 o'clock. But if you have met Dolly, if you dress up as Dolly, if you just love Dolly, get in touch this morning. Send us a picture to that long number and we'd love to go through some of those.
Particularly if you've dressed like Dolly. I mean, I know there are lots of professional Dolly impersonators, but even if you're doing it on a more amateur level, want to see the rhinestones and the cowboy hats.
Have you ever dressed up as Dolly?
I haven't yet.
Should we go through your photo reel?
Yeah, to prove it. No cowboy hats there.
Looking forward to seeing those pictures a bit later. But right now, coming up to 7 o'clock, let's get the news, the travel and weather from our breakfast teams around the UK.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Heather. Good morning from BBC Scottish and Southern England electricity network low to strong Highlands here white now his
Hello there, very good morning to you. Certainly a the right to start today. Good morning to you. It'll still stormy for today. High wind dragging in some showers this morning. Some sunshine too, and mostly Thursday and Friday will bring.
Well, there's more on our website, including the missing Shetland ponies who turned up
and your weather for now. We'll be back
their time back in around
time.
half an hour.
So enjoy your morning. Bye-bye.
Players, it's game time.
I've lost my confidence a bit. This is really intense.
That is adrenaline.
I told you in this game, not everything is as it seems.
This game is brutal.
Destination X continues tomorrow at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Good morning, 7 o'clock. Welcome to Breakfast with Luxmy, Gopal and John Kay.
Good morning. Our headlines today. The UK-France deal aimed at reducing small boat crossings on the Channel comes into force, with detentions of illegal migrants under the so-called one-in, one-out pilot scheme due to start within days.
People coming off weight loss jabs should get more support to stop them piling on the pounds again. That's according to new NHS guidance today.
Young people across Scotland are set to get their exam results this morning, but there's concern mail deliveries in some parts of the country will be delayed due to Storm Floris.
As a teenager, Ken Hay was captured by the Germans just days after storming the beaches of Normandy. Today, he is sharing his experiences as he turns 100.
It's been a long time coming. At the same time, I can't really believe that I'm 100 when you see old folks at 100.
In sport, an emotional night at Liverpool as the club paid tribute to Diogo Jota in their first match at Anfield since the player died in a car crash in Spain last month.
Good morning. Today's going to be another blustery day in Prospect, nowhere near as windy as yesterday. There'll be scattered showers, a lot of which will be across northern and central areas, drier and sunnier in the south. I'll have all the details shortly.
Morning all. It's Tuesday the 5th of August and the government says the first illegal migrants could be detained this week under its so-called one-in, one-out deal between the UK and France.
The plans have come into force this morning and ministers hope they'll reduce the number of small boats crossing the channel. A record 25,000 people made the journey between January and July this year. Here's our political correspondent, Jack Fenwick. Now, one of the other big stories today, the UN Security Council is holding a meeting in New York later on the fate of hostages still held in Gaza. It's amid reports that the Israeli Security Cabinet will consider a plan to reoccupy the entire territory. At least 40 Palestinians were killed in Israeli strikes and gunfire yesterday. Well, let's speak now to our Middle East correspondent, Yolande Knell. Yolande, good morning. How credible are these reports that Israel is looking to widen its military goal?
Yesterday was really challenging, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yes, an unusually strong summer storm, Storm Flores, which is now heading off to Norway, bringing Norway some severe gales and some heavy rain today. But John and Luxmy.
Carol, thank you. But getting calmer later in the week, we understand. But we're not there yet.
For England and Wales particularly.
OK, brilliant. Thank you, Carol, for those details. And we'll return to you a little bit later for another updated forecast.
Now, an important health story this morning because new NHS guidance says patients coming off obesity jabs should be given extra support to stop them piling the weight back on as soon as the treatment ends.
The National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, or NICE, says it's a problem that many people face when they stop using the injections, and it's calling for structured advice, it says, to prevent weight gain. Here's our health correspondent, Dominic Hughes.
Don't be a moaner.
Don't be a moaning Minnie. That is perfect advice from Donald there. And yeah, centenarians who are really with it and in good shape, better than I am.
We're going to hear from somebody else a bit later who's getting close to 100.
Coming up.
For his mother, the arrival of her young baby is the start of a new chapter in her adult life.
Sir David Attenborough, of course, his latest series looks at how parents from across the animal kingdom sacrifice everything in order to raise their young.
Yeah, we'll see more of these incredible pictures and we'll speak to the series producer at just before 8 this morning.
Some really special pictures to show you. And that one's sweet, some of them pretty terrifying.
Some of them less cutesy. I mean, the natural world is a bit of a brutal one sometimes.
Throws everything at us. Yeah. Right now, at 7:30, let's get the news, the travel and weather where you are.
Hello there, good morning.
Good morning.
We'll see a bit more in the way of sunshine as we head through today. We've still got a bit of a keen breeze. Good morning. No, the storm Flores many of us quite finished dry. Still be very maintain the yellow warning with any winds across the northern Isles this morning. Better time really as we head towards the end of the week.
There's more on our website, including the mystery of the missing Shetland ponies who sailed up 80 miles from their home. I'll be back with another update at 7 hours.
That's it for now. We'll be back in half an hour to enjoy your morning.
Hello there, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast, today with Luxmy, Gopal and John Kay.
Good morning. Well, let's get back to our top story now. The government says the first illegal migrants could be detained this week under a so-called one-in, one-out deal between the UK and France.
Yeah, ministers hope this new plan, which has come into force this morning, will reduce the number of small boats crossing the channel. Home Secretary, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
The time is 7:47. Time to have a look at sports news with John. Morning, John.
Morning.
An emotional night for Liverpool.
It was, yes, the first game back at Anfield for Liverpool in front of their home fans since the death of Diogo Jota. So you can imagine what an emotional night it's been. And Arne Slot, their manager, has been speaking about just how tough it's been, obviously, for Diogo Jota's family. But I think this last night, a chance for an outpouring of emotion, and as you can probably imagine, lots of tributes being paid. Yeah, good morning. The players have spoken about how challenging the situation has been for them, and it was reflected in what was an emotional night at Anfield as everyone associated with the club came together in what was, you never know what you'll see, do you?
Exactly. You never know what you're going to get. John, thank you.
That's been amazing, hasn't it? Right, it's 10 to 8, and we've got some baby animals for you. Because Sir David Attenborough is back with a new series focusing on one of nature's greatest challenges, parenthood.
Yeah, I say about baby animals, but what it does is it captures the extraordinary lengths that animals go to ensure the safety of their young, from one mother's ultimate sacrifice to others fighting for survival in a rapidly changing world. It sometimes gets brutal. Have a look.
So good to have you here and to talk about it. Really brilliant work. Thank you so much for coming in, Jeff. And you can watch the next episode of Parenthood. It's on Sunday tea time this week, coming up 7:15 on BBC One. And the whole series right now is on iPlayer.
Yeah, great pictures from that. Do take a look. But now at 7:58, it's time to get the news, travel and weather. Where you are.
Hello, good
morning.
Good morning.
Today we'll bring more on our website, including the shop everything is made That's it. I'm back. For now, I'll be back for another bulletin at 8:25.
That's it. We're back in half an hour. Bye-bye.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Luxmy, Gopal and John Kay.
Good morning. Our headlines today. The UK-France deal aimed at reducing small boat crossings on the Channel comes into force, with detentions of illegal migrants under the so-called one-in, one-out pilot scheme due to start within days.
People coming off weight loss jabs should get more support to stop them piling on the pounds again. That's according to new NHS guidance.
Young people across Scotland are set to get their results this morning, but there are concerns mail deliveries in some parts of the country will be delayed due to Storm Floris.
As gun laws are tightened to prevent people with a record of violence or domestic abuse from owning firearms, we're going to hear from one woman who lost loved ones and who says the changes don't go far enough.
Good morning. Could you be one of the millions of people due a share of £100 million worth of unclaimed premium bonds? I'll tell you how to find out.
Good morning. Storm Floris is now headed off to Norway, leaving us with still quite a windy day, blustery scattered showers, especially across northern and central areas, drier in the south, but in between the sunshine and the showers, it will feel quite warm, especially in the south. I'll have all the details coming up.
But all day today is Dolly Parton Day in Nashville to mark her countless hits and her charity work.
Morning all. Tuesday the 5th of August, and the government says the first illegal migrants could be detained this week under its so-called one-in, one-out deal between the UK and France.
Ministers hope that the plans, which have come into force this morning, will reduce the number of small boats crossing the Channel. A record 25,000 people made the journey between January and July this year. Here's our political correspondent, Jack Fenwick. Let's look at one of the other main stories of today. New NHS guidance says patients coming off obesity jabs should be given help to prevent them piling weight back on. The National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, or NICE, says it's a problem many people face when they stop using the injections. It's calling for structured advice to prevent weight gain. Our health correspondent Dominic Hughes has more.
Love of Dolly. We've had some good costumes, some good dressing up. People who've been to Dollywood.
Yes, all the Dolly stuff, basically the whole world of Dolly tributes here. And now, segueing from working 9 to 5, We've got Carol, who's with us 5 to 9 this morning, looking at this morning's weather. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, Luxmy and John. That was very good, Luxmy. Good morning, everyone. This morning, for some of us, we are starting off with some blue skies, but in the west. John and Luxmy.
Carol, thank you very much. We'll speak to you again later.
Thanks.
Now, people with a record of violence or domestic abuse will be prevented from owning guns under new rules.
The guidance has been issued in response to concerns raised by coroners and campaigners after a series of fatal shootings in recent years.
Well, Kelly Fitzgibbons and her daughters were shot dead by her partner after he failed to disclose his depression on a firearms application. Our correspondent Nick Johnson has their story. It's 25 minutes past 8. In a few minutes' time, we're going to tell you how you might be in for a share of £100 million. Somebody watching must be owed some money.
Yes, there's a lot of it waiting still to be claimed, so we'll have more on that. But now at 8:25, it's time to get the news, travel and weather where you are.
Hello,
good morning. His department today, Royal Mail confirmed that stormy flooded delays to some of the postal delivery during this 39. He was under February. One man is now
Good morning to you. We'll still areas where one moving away towards Nicola Bass. Reading this program, weather to come across our shores. Showers this morning in the west, especially Friday afternoon. Minor delays becomes more isolated during afternoon in the future. Weather now is Gillian Brown. Hello there. Very good morning. Tuesday evening, much calmer start today. We'll see a bit more in the way of sunshine as we head through the day. Still got a bit of a clean breeze. It'll still be fairly blustery today. Morning will actually towards the west coast and western tomorrow. Temperatures mostly staying a little bit dry and hours. Tomorrow looks like a pretty nice day. Lovely sunshine around. It'll be dry throughout the day. Best sunshine in the morning. Clouding pushing from the southwest during the afternoon. A little bit warmer. Temperatures up to 20 to 21 degrees. A little bit of rain around. That's all from us for now. You can keep up to date on all the updates for everything in sight. I'll be back with another bulletin by
9 o'clock. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Welcome back. And we've been reporting this morning that the government has got a new scheme. It's called a one-in, one-out deal to return migrants to France. It comes into force today. But Labour has also pledged still unclaimed. That's more than ever before. So Dan is here to tell us how much is out there and how we can try to check whether we might be owed a part of it.
Yeah, substantial pot of money there, isn't it? And some big individual winners too. Good morning. So the value of prizes from premium bonds that haven't been claimed has hit a record high, as John was just saying, or reinvested back into more bonds. So John Luxmy, if you've got any doubt at all, always worth checking, and lots more on this on BBC News Online as well.
But Dan, if they know that 11 people have big prizes and they know where they're from, why can't they just contact them?
They don't have those details because chances are they'll be from people from a long time ago. Sadly, some of those people might have passed away and the relatives might not know to go and claim them. So, but if you come across any of these original paper ones, you can also register them at the post office. There are lots of ways for people to track this money down. It's £100 million. It's sitting there waiting to be claimed.
Whereas the National Lottery, the amount expires after a year, or is it, or 6 months? This stays there.
Oh, this is there. This money, I mean, like the oldest unclaimed win, I think 1957, November 57, so still waiting.
Dan, thank you for that. And yeah, I suppose that's the thing. It's such a long period of time that's gone that, yeah, you just can't track down the people who are owed this amount of money.
I've just started to create my account on my lost account.
It could be you.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Yeah. John, do you remember the nerves of getting your exam results when you were younger?
Still. I think you still have nightmares about it. No, it is. It's a scary day, isn't it?
It is. Or just that pit of your stomach anxiety feeling. Well, in the past hour, nearly 150,000 pupils in Scotland have started to get their results, whether that's for nationals, hires or advanced hires, as well as more vocational courses that students can get.
All results are sent out by first-class post, but of course many students now get them digitally. Texts and emails were sent out half an hour ago. That was the plan. Let's see if it's worked, shall we? Lorna Gordon joins us now from Dumfries with some students. Well, Lorna's smiling. What about the students? Morning. Lorna, thank you very much indeed. But massive congratulations to all of them. Brilliant. They did fantastic, didn't they?
They did. And just the pupil who said her mum was more nervous than she was. I relate to that. I remember having to tell my mum to calm down because she was panicking more over my results.
Shouldn't it have been the other way around?
I know, right?
Let's see if it's A star for the weather today, shall we? Carol, morning.
Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. It's certainly a lot quieter than it was yesterday. But talking of storm florists, this is a selection of some of the wind gusts. Luxmy and John.
Carol, thank you very much indeed. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Now, from the queen of our weather forecasting to the queen of country. And today, many in Dolly Parton's hometown will be putting on their rhinestone chaps and cowboy hats. That's quite catchy, isn't it? To celebrate her amazing life and career.
I think they probably do it every day.
Yeah.
Don't they? But today particularly, because August the 5th has been officially declared Dolly Parton Day in Nashville, where the singer grew up. And it's a day to mark her countless hits, but also to remember her charity work. We're going to talk to some mega fans in a moment. But first, let's just remind ourselves why we all love Dolly. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Great to have you here on Dolly Parton Day.
It just cheers, Dolly Parton just cheers people up, I just think.
You've cheered us all up this morning.
Thank you both
so much. Thanks for all your
coming in.
messages as well. Stay with us. Headlines coming up.
You kids are gonna love it.
Keep the kids entertained with family films on BBC iPlayer.
A mother is building her bed for the night. Her young son, like many youngsters, decides that his mother's bed is preferable and climbs up for a cuddle. A journey like no other. Parenthood.
Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
Hello there, good morning. 9 o'clock, welcome to breakfast with Luxmy, Gopal and John Kane.
Good morning. Our headlines today. The UK-France deal aimed at reducing small boat crossings on the Channel comes into force, with detentions of illegal migrants under the so-called one-in, one-out pilot scheme due to start within days.
People coming off weight loss jabs should get more support to stop them piling on the pounds again. That's according to new guidance today.
Young people across Scotland are set to get their exam results this morning, but there are concerns mail deliveries in some parts of the country will be delayed due to Storm Floris.
As a teenager, Ken Hay was captured by the Germans just days after storming the beaches of Normandy. Now, he's still sharing his experiences as he turns 100.
It's been a long time coming. At the same time, I can't really believe that I'm 100 when you see old folks of 100.
Good morning. Storm Florist is now headed off to Norway. We're going to have a day of blustery showers and some sunny spells. The showers across central and northern areas. The driest conditions will be in the south. I'll have all the details coming up.
Morning everybody, Tuesday the 5th of August, and the government says the first illegal migrants could be detained this week under its so-called one-in, one-out deal between the UK and France.
Ministers hope the plans, which have come into force this morning, will reduce the number of small boats crossing the Channel. A record 25,000 people made the journey between January and July this year.
Let's go to Westminster. Let's speak to Henry about this. Morning, Henry. So a new scheme, a new approach. Will it work? That's the question, isn't it, for the government?
Let's bring you some of the other main stories today now. The former Arsenal football player Thomas Partey is due to arrive in court in the next few minutes after being charged with raping 2 women. The 32-year-old is accused of 2 counts of rape against one woman and 3 counts against another. His lawyer has previously said he denies all the charges against him. Well, our correspondent Daniel De Simone is outside court for us. Daniel, good morning. What more can you tell us?
Little Carol, I mean, that part of the world is used to these kind of downpours, but not necessarily that much at this time of year.
It certainly is used to those kind of downpours, John. What's been happening recently is the ground is already saturated from a number of tropical storms that have crossed Hong Kong. And the other thing is there'll be further thunderstorms, again, not unusual. Luxmy and John.
Carol, thank you very much. The calm after yesterday's storm approaching. Thank you.
Right, in a moment, we'll get more of your comments about those premium bonds and how to get your hands on cash. But let's get the news, the travel and weather where you are first.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
147 starting to receive his birthday after his national tire and design tires, as well as now moved away from the yesterday Royal Mail team of the strong forest generation of white during which he was undergoing surgery from aviation laser surgery district from Saxonwood, depending on whether now Shetland scheduled as rocket has been made to the
Certainly it's much today. We'll see a bit more in the way of sunshine as we head into today.
Is here at today's forecast.
Noticeable for many of us this time. Dry storm flooded winds and showers this morning. Sunshine today. Morning plenty of sunshine. We'll see a little number of showers this morning. Heavy and quite today. Turn rather easy in the afternoon. Sunshine overnight. Thicker cold winds.
Blow Thursday on our website, including the fish and chip shop where everything, including the food, is made from felt.
We'll be back to you
I'm
next
back at
Thursday.
lunchtime and we'll be back with your lunchtime news just after 5:30.
Bye-bye. Until then, have a good Tuesday morning. Goodbye.
Now, welcome to breakfast. What we've got next for you is potentially the cutest job in the world. It's not paid, but the volunteer duck wardens in the North Yorkshire town of Thirsk get a lot of job satisfaction, as you would if you were surrounded by cute ducklings.
They've come together to protect a flock of ducks who leave their river residence every evening for a dangerous waddle through the town centre. Just have a look.
And Sue Williams said she's had one since 1959, still waiting for a win. Even £10 would be welcome.
But I guess it's safe, isn't it, in there when it's a premium
It's safe
bond?
and you always stand a chance. You always stand a chance of winning.
Dan, thank you very much indeed. I'm going to log on and check.
Good man.
That is it from us today. We're back tomorrow from 6.
Well, John might not be if he's won,
Yeah,
but
that's
enjoy
true.
the rest of your day.
Maybe.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We'll see. Thanks.
This is our BBC